Hello, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to more CSGO news and another one of my favorite episodes here. That is the drama between two pro players. If you guys were here last episode, it was actually Smooya versus Refrez, and the votes did come down below. So thanks to all of you guys who actually used the comment section to actually give us your feedback. And the same method will be used this video. So I'll comment down below two things. One will be side with JW, the other will be side with Taco, as those are our two pro players of focus as of today, guys, bringing up some pretty big issues just one day outside the major. Now, during this challenger stage, we're only going to see one of these guys, that being JW. These two will eventually meet up, though, hopefully in the Legends stage sometime next week. But I hope you guys all enjoy. Let's break it down, the full explanation of exactly what went down these past 24 hours. The first of which, a tweet by Taco stating his wants from this major. The first and most important is let this man wear hats. But the second one brings up an issue that's actually been an exploit for quite some time for many pro players out there. Let me stress that many pro players abuse this bug in the game. That being the bug that, yes, on the radar, enemies will show up before they show up on your screen when a smoke is fading. Now, the bug he is talking about, though, is actually the radar bind, or the exploit of the bug I just discussed earlier. So pretty much pro players out there will use this bind to zoom in on the radar and thus better align their sights to where the enemy will be. Now, thanks to the guy on Reddit, a huge thanks to this guy as well. I'll link his profile down below, as well as a video for all of you guys. He shows exactly what I just told you guys, but in great detail as to how exactly pro players like Glaive use this bug to actually zoom in on the radar and better line up their shots through smokes. Why I did use Glaive as my example there is because many pro players know he has used this zoom bind himself in the past and probably in the future as well. The big question, though, is as to timelines, when teams actually found out about this, when pro players did start using it, because a lot of back and forth here. Of course, Glaive's done it multiple times. You look at many VODs out there, a lot of pro players have. You look back to Katowice's event last year, it was actually Flusha and Rain in the same clip abusing the same thing.
Find that kill, however. Definitely spots him. Oh, not only does he spot him, thank you very much!
Oh, wow. No way. No way he wins this.
And not only that, he's caused a full rotation from Ivy, from Rain, and sort of inside of Zeke and Hector. If Flusha gets one more kill on this, Lekro's got the whole map to play with. He's hoping that Flusha can anchor this position down, but he has the option to go back to A. And look at Flusha go, my God. This would be a harsh reset on 14 rounds for Fnatic, and that smoke is tantalizing!
And of course, a really notable one that we thought was due to NVIDIA settings back in ECS Season 6 Finals last year, it was Zipex. And we always thought it was NVIDIA settings, and it was a pretty crucial clip. I'm really sorry for the lack of quality there, but no one has a great clip of that. It was pretty crazy, right? Nico thought the guy was potentially cheating. The entire community kind of went in an uproar. Then they kind of settled on the NVIDIA settings. It might be the smoke bug. I'm going to keep on calling it a bug, but if you guys want a summary of the issue right now, currently when a smoke fades, the player shows up first on radar besides on your screen. So if you look at the radar, or you can zoom in on that radar, it allows you to exploit that bug a little bit more. So are there fixes right now in the game for this? Well, there's a few other options out there, the best of which might be to take the enemy showing on the radar, maybe delay that a little bit, maybe of course just fix smokes entirely and have them show up at the same time they do on your screen, but that would take quite a bit of tweaking. So we'll get into possible solutions at the very end of this video, but also talking about that, guys, we have the further response from JW and Taco himself. JW actually responding and saying he only knew about this a month ago, which I will say my initial response was, due to that Katowice clip in 2018, it's hard to believe that his own teammates would not tell him about this exploit that benefits his gameplay. So that's the one standpoint I'll take on that, of Taco accusing JW of using this a lot further than a month ago. He actually continues to mock him on Twitter and say, oh, JW only knew about this a month ago, with the obvious emoji was showing sarcasm. Then JW responds with his own heat, where a lot of people kind of got confused here. He said, Mr. using banned aliases. The only one I can actually think of, guys, is the jump throw bind or alias. If you guys do not know, some events, some very few events, actually have banned the jump throw bind. I'll link videos down below for all of you. Pretty much a bind for a key which allows you to throw perfect smokes the entire time. So you can actually repeat smokes and they'll land in the exact spots you want to. It's a jump throw bind alias, what he was probably talking about, which means he was ensuing that for potential events that actually had this bind banned, that maybe Taco had snuck that bind in himself. He was maybe inferring that, maybe not. I'm not really sure what to take from that overall. overall. But either way, then Taco really blows up in classic. I don't want to side in classic Brazilian fashion, a little hot-headed. It's actually Taco responding with a few choice words himself. JW has his last response as well, calling him a big guy. Of course, a little bit of sarcasm there. And the fight is now over, at least for now. But it actually did bring up a great debate. I think one thing I will say is JW actually brought up a great point. The issue is not the actual zoom on the radar. The issue is not pro players being able to zoom in on the radar and exploit this bug even further. The issue is the bug. There is no way in this game, and especially in this time, the game being out for so long, that a person should show up on the radar before they do on your actual screen. And so I really do agree with that point. Are there fixes for this short term? Probably not. And the short term fixes are probably not going to be things we actually enjoy seeing. And so long term, definitely want to try and actually fix this. I think it's great so far where we're at in the game. Pro players calling out the AUG, even though it's been in the game for quite some time at the same stats it's been at for, well, forever. And now all of a sudden it's OP. I think this is actually a great way to bring up some points, some valid points to Valve. This one being even more valid than the AUG point, in my opinion. But hope you guys all enjoy. That's the breakdown so far of JW versus Taco. I'm not going to give you guys my overall opinion of who I think actually wins this argument or wins this dramatic situation, but I will leave the comments down below. Side with Taco or side with JW. I think I know who's going to win, but please feel free to leave comments down below and also leave your full thoughts, right? Who actually won this argument and why? And as always, my name is Jake. It's been great breaking down the drama. Hopefully, gonna be back here tomorrow, guys. More CSGO actual news. But until then, enjoy your days, enjoy your nights. I'll be back here tomorrow.